you're in a bath and they go straight back up to the top. It's really hard to try and keep them down at all. You just float on the top.
Hey, what up, y'all? It's your boy Skip, aka Skip and Tosh. Back at it again. We got another one, another W. That's 3 in a row, baby. 1, 2, 3. Kings beat the Orlando Magic 142-130 on a commanding Darren Fox 33 points. It was a good game, a very entertaining game. This game was the height of what I described the Alvin Gentry era of being. And I'll get into that a little bit more here soon. But first things first, appreciate y'all tuning in to an episode of Sacktown Breakdown. I think this is game 25 at this point. Little past the, little over the, quarter of the season being done. And it feels good just to be on a 3-game winning streak as we go into a road trip where Kings so far have been trending, doing good on the road, solid to good. Minus that one road trip when we went 1-3, the Luke Walton era. But learning how to win at home. So this bodes very well for where we're at right now. But before we jump into analyzing the game and everything, first things first, shout out to Tabu Ohana, as I'm pointing to my left side. Tabu Ohana still got up to 45% off of select chairs. That's almost half off of chairs. There's 3 models. This type of discount only puts the highest model at like $20 more than the mid-range model. This is the perfect time to jump in and grab a chair, for that business professional in your life, for that gamer in your life. Nice suede on your neck if you lean back. Raise the armrests up. Just get comfortable as you're leaning in to that next gaming session, or you're having to make that tough decision at work. Big baller shot caller, got to have a big chair to back you up. Tabu Ohana got your back. Skip TC is the discount code. That'll give you another $40 off. So you can get up to 45% off and then get another $40 off. I don't know what that percentage is, but it's more than what you normally get. Grab yourself a chair, hook someone up as a gift for holidays, and holla at your boy Skip. Let me know how you like that chair. TabuOhana.com. Skip TC when you check out. Another $40 off. Don't apologize. Be yourself. Tabu Ohana. And then our next one, Computer Booter, Gaming Lounge, Repair Shop, Gift Shop. So Mac PC or a console that's not working right or might need a tune-up, it's a good opportunity to go see Dave. Oh, all those are fine? Tis the season. You got hook someone up with a gift. Go down there and see the t-shirts, hats, lanyards that they got, different video games for sale, Game Boy on up to PlayStation, Dreamcast games, all sorts of stuff. Stop by there and see them. Oh, okay, well, you got that covered too. Do you have one of those retro consoles? Do you have a PC for PC gaming? If the answer is no to any console, holler at Dave. Go see him. You can rent consoles, sit up there and just hang out and play them. There's also gaming tournaments that happen there as well. So if you're in the greater Sacramento area, head on over to Carmichael. Go see Dave at Computer Booter. Links in the description below. Appreciate our sponsors for backing up the Sacktown breakdown. But yo, these Sacramento Kings looking mighty nice right now. Can't even front. This is not the exact way that I would want them to take the W, but you know what? They say defense wins championships. No, you know what wins championships in games? Outscoring the other opponent. And if you could play good defense to keep their score down, then damn it, you should do it. But in this particular case, the Sacramento Kings were rolling on offense, and that's what had them pull this game out the mud. First quarter, Orlando Magic 36. We outscored them by a bucket, 38. And there was a shot like right at the buzzer or right before that put us over the top so we didn't tie. Second quarter, a little similar. They scored 31. We scored 32. So still staying on top of it. 3-point advantage as we go into halftime. But when we came back in the third quarter, we did not have third quarter woes. They scored 25. We scored 34. We didn't go cold, and that was one of the biggest things. The first and the third quarter are where we have really gotten ourselves in a bad spot. That was not the case in this situation. In the fourth quarter, tied. Both scored 38, but at that point, we had created enough separation, so the Kings win by 12 points, 130-142. There were 12 lead changes. There was a little opportunity where they started to kind of come back, but most of that was earlier in the game. But they did start to close down on that lead in the fourth quarter. You know how the Kings do it. Cardiac Kings, playing with your heart. But it's all good at the end of the day. Points in the paint, we had 56. They had 50. Points off of turnovers, they had 14. We had 13. Turnovers overall, we did a good job of protecting the ball. They had 12. We had 8. And bench points, they had 29, but we had 55. So that's how that was looking. We'll take a look at the box score before we start breaking down the game. Franz Wagner started for them in this game, 32 minutes. He had 19 points. Wendell Carter Jr. was looking really nice for them. He had 19 points and 10 rebounds. Mo Bamba in his 28 minutes, he had 14 points. He had 8 rebounds and 4 blocks, which makes sense. That big old wingspan on that tall sucker. Gary Harris, I keep forgetting that Gary Harris, I knew he wasn't on Denver anymore, but I keep forgetting he's stuck down in Orlando. But in his 31 minutes, he had 16 points, and he also had 3 rebounds. Not bad for a guard. Cole Anthony was a starting point guard, and in his 34 minutes, he had 33 points. So he matched Fox's 33 points. He also had 8 assists to go with it. Terence Davis, who had a very, very nasty dunk from the baseline, kind of in a fast break situation, or it was kind of like 50-50 ball type thing, but came up with it, had a very nice slam and 1 slam. It was dope. He played 34 minutes. He had 16 points. Robin Lopez gave him 15 minutes, 11 points, and 5 rebounds. And that was pretty much that. Let's get to these Sacramento Kings. That's what we're really here for, right? Terence Davis started in his 29 minutes. He had 16 points. Harrison Barnes, welcome back. In his 29 minutes, he had 16 points. He went 50% from 3, 2 of 4. Terence Davis went 2 of 5, so he shot 40%, which is really good. Rashaan Holmes got injured, so he only ended up playing 10 minutes. He had 4 points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist. Man, another shot in the eye. He was bleeding this time. Took him out the game. We know he wears contacts. At this point, we got to get Rashaan some eyeglass wear. He's down there. He's banging. He's already undersized, so he really got to bump and bang. We can't keep affording to lose him like this, just because he doesn't have eye protection. It's time for him to get some eye protection. Wendell Carter Jr. was out there with some actually dope eye protection I've never seen before. It almost looked like snowboarder goggles. It's time for Holmes to get those, because if one piece of tech is going to be the thing that keeps him in games for us, keeps him healthy as we go on road trips and stuff like that, then that's what we need. Luckily, the rest of our bigs stepped up and made it happen. Rashaan Holmes, Tyrese Halliburton, 38 minutes. He had 18 points. He had 11 assists. Also had 3 steals, 2 blocks. That long wingspan he got. And he shot very, very well from 3. He was 5 of 6, almost perfect from the 3. And 3 point. Hey, he only went to the line 1 time. He made it, so that's a good look. Darren Fox, 33 minutes. He had 33 points, like I mentioned before. He was 2 of 2 from 3, so he was 100%. Only missed 1 from the free throw line. He was 7 of 8. That's what we want to see. That put him at 87.5 for his free throw percentage for the game. Only had 1 assist, though. Hey, but when Fox is cooking, if Tyrese is making it up on the other end, I'm completely fine with that. It's not like Fox is selfish. It wasn't sharing the ball, but it was a high-scoring game, and that's what we needed from him that night. That's what he did. He also had 1 block, only 1 turnover. Tyrese only had 2. Good job protecting the ball, fellas. Buddy Hield, in his 17 minutes, he only had 5 points. He was 1 of 10 from 3. He was 2 of 13 from the field. So he only shot 10% from 3 that game. A lot of people getting down on Buddy Hield, and I will say some of his shot selections, of course, were the patented Buddy Hield bad, not good shot selections. But he had some good looks too, and it just wasn't dropping. But he didn't stay at that. He also put the ball on the floor, and he had a very, very, attacking the rim, had a very nice, change of direction bucket at the rim. I can't remember which big it was over. But that's what we want to see from Buddy Hield. He's showing us that he can make a little bit more. He's showing us that he's attacking the rim more than he ever has all the years that he's been here. So, and that's a good look. Now his thing is just realizing that a little earlier. When the shot's not falling, go ahead and attack the rim, because you're our best free throw shooter on a whole entire team. So that's your way that you can still contribute to getting buckets and being efficient instead of just pumping up shots, because I could count at least four to five shots that were just straight chucks. A few of them he was pulling from like way past 30 feet. And not that we couldn't have used some of those, but we also could have got a better shot and could have got him a better shot too. So I'm not going to get super down on Buddy Hield for this game. We know everybody can have a bad performance any night, and we know that when he's on, he's on. So my only piece of feedback for him is he attacked the rim. Just when your shot's not falling, get in a habit of doing that a little earlier, so that way you can still help the team out in a different way. Davey R Mitchell, in this 24 minutes, he was 7 of 10 from the field, only 1 of 3 from 3, so that's 33%, 75% from the line. He was 3 of 4. I'll take that. But he came home with 18 points. That was a really good look, and 4 assists to go along with it. So as Davion has good games, and especially a game like this, we really needed the buckets for him. It bodes well just for our, people talk about 3-guard lineup, but we got more than 3 guards. So, I mean, we've had as many as 4 guards out there as one time. But just as someone who already, does a fairly good job on defense, even to a very solid job on defense, as long as he's not getting taken out of the play on screens, because let's face it, we've seen that happen to him quite a bit, and our other guards too, but people especially target him for that because of his, perimeter defense, his footwork, his speed, and his strength that he has, especially his upper body strength, as he's able to keep up with guys shuffling his feet. They target him to take him out of plays with very hard screens at the top of the perimeter. And with his size, with his stature, it's kind of tough. You know what I mean? Alex Lynn, in his 17 minutes, he stepped up and helped us out. He had 4 rebounds. He had 6 points. He was perfect from the field. So that was a good look. But Marvin Bagley, in his 19 minutes, he was 50% from the field, which is solid. He was 2 of 4 from 3, which is 50%. That's awesome. He hit all his free throws, which is all of 2, but still he knocked him down. He had 6 rebounds. He had 1 steal, and he came away with 12 points. Marvin Bagley had a few really, really good energy plays. He was down there hawking for the ball in the paint, banging with people, not afraid of no one. He was rim running. Buddy Hield missed one of those crazy threes, like those super long threes. Marvin Bagley was right there with his athleticism to just jump higher than everybody and just put that thing back, and the crowd popped, and it was awesome. I got up out of my seat too. It's good to see Marvin Bagley accept the role that he's in, play well for our team, contribute to winning, and it's nice to see his 3-ball fall too. He had a very, very nice one from the right wing that kind of helped. It didn't put out a run from the Magic, but they were on a run and we were scoring too. And it really, what it helped is to keep that going. And then I think they called a timeout after that, but if they didn't, it was one of the buckets where it was like, okay, yeah, y'all scoring, but we really scoring. And that was good. The team fed off of it. Everybody was pumped, showing them love. The crowd was showing Marvin Bagley love. You love to see it. And then Tristan Thompson, in his basically 21 minutes, he was 6 of 11 from the field. He came away with 10 rebounds and 14 points. So nice double-double for Tristan. He was 2 of 3 from the free throw line, 66%. I'll take that from Tristan Thompson. You've seen him shoot free throws before. I don't even know what that motion is. I don't know what that is. I don't know. I can't tell you. You can't tell me. We don't know what that is. What is that? Anyway, it went in 2 out of 3 times. I'll take it. Tristan Thompson, this is the same guy that came in, was shooting free throws with one hand, and they're like, you're really bad with that hand. Why don't you try the other hand and try to shoot free throws with the other hand? We'll take what we can get. Mo Harkless, Damian Jones, Chimezie Metu, Jemias Ramsey, and Robert Woodard II, a.k.a. Bobby the Body, a.k.a. Bobby Wood, did not play this game. Sacramento Kings ended with an 84 free throw percentage, which bodes very well for us, and we shot 44% from 3. I'll take that because we ain't going to shoot that from 3 very many games. I'd be surprised if we shoot that well from 3 more than another 15 games throughout the rest of the course of the season. Anywho, so what that does for us as a team, it takes us to, we should be 11-14 now. Yep, there we go, 11-14, 10th in the West. From what I understand earlier, we were tied. It was a 3-way tie for 9th in the West between us and two other teams. I can't recall who it is, but as we are going through this game and I'm showing y'all some of these stats, I will try to look that up as well and find out what that was. So as a team right now, we're 44% winning percentage. We are, as a team, we are shooting 33% from three, 76% from the free throw line. And let's take a look at Fox Watch. So Darren Fox, I know it's Darren, leave me alone. Darren Fox, averaging 20.6 points per game right now, still 5.3 assists per game. His 3-point percentage is, at this point, it's at 27.6. So still a career low for Darren Fox from three. Primary reason is the volume of shots that he was taking earlier on in the year. That was a bad look for him to be chucking up that many. He thought he had something to prove, realized that he shouldn't be trying to prove that, and we are where we are now within the season. Free throw percentage is 74.1. This is a career high for Darren Fox for his free throw percentage. Of course, as I said, I'd like to see him end at 77 to 78% by the end of the year, but 74.1, we'll take that for now, as it is improvement, 2% higher than his highest year, well, which were his rookie year and his sophomore year, but he was also shooting a much lower volume. Well, I can't say a much lower volume. His free throw attempts, his sophomore year was 5.1. His free throw attempts this year have been 5.6, but last year they were 5.2. So, of course, you know, he's being affected by the rule change. Because previous season it was 7.2, excuse me. So he's being affected by the rule change, as this year he's only doing 5.6 while still attacking the rim. But I think that'll balance out as he's taking far less threes, no more 7 threes per game. He's taking far less threes and he's going to the rack more. So I think that will balance out over time. Reese Watch. Tyrese Halliburton, probably still not averaging more than, he's right at 12 points per game, averaging 12 points per game as a starting shooting guard. I know it sounds like I'm picking on him. It's only because I really like his game and I want him to help us win. He had a better game, and I said I want to see Tyrese at that, 16 to 18 points per game. And he did that this game. He had 18. So let me double check. Yeah, 18. He had 18. So I'm going to take that and just hope that we build on top of it, especially in Alvin Gentry's like fast-paced offense, up-tempo offense. He's gonna unless he keeps passing up on him, he is gonna continue. He will be more and more aggressive as he was this game and the game before it, and his attempts will go up, so his makes will go up. So over time, it'll balance out. But let's take a look at his three-point percentage now. Now his three-point percentage is back where we want it to be, 40.2% from three right now. But his free throw percentage, man, it's 10% lower than it was last year. Last year it was 85.7%. This year is 75.9%. So basically 76% this year. Not loving that. But assists, let's see where we at with assists. Assists, he's about the same. He's a little higher than he was last year. Last year it was 5.3 assists per game. This year is 5.7 assists per game. So that's cool. Davey on watch. So Davey R Mitchell, Davin Mitchell, Davey R Mitchell, 9.4 points per game, 3.4 assists. 3-point percentage, 28.3. Ouchie, ouchie, bad, bad, not good. Free throw percentage is what makes me sick to my stomach. 66.7% from free throw. Everybody says he's a workhorse. Everybody says he'll fix it. And I think he will over time. So let's talk about the game. Oop, we got to talk about the game. There we go. All right. We got to talk about the game for a second. Yo, when I said that this was the height of what Alvin Gentry's effect on this team would be, this is exactly what I meant. He had the Pelicans at one point in time were number one team in pace when he was the head coach of the Pelicans years ago. So this is what I expect to see from him. I expect to see up-tempo offense. I expect him to see more possessions, which means more scoring attempts, which means ultimately, as long as we're hitting shots and we're getting to the rim or getting to the free throw line, so we're going to the rim, we should be going to the free throw line, then it means that we'll have higher scoring games as well. With that being, I'm drinking grape Gatorade, by the way. So that's how Sacramento Kings I am. Drinking grape Gatorade with a Stockton Kings cap on right now and a Sacramento Kings Guard gaming hoodie. You're welcome. So yeah, that's what it's going to result in. And I also said the defense would probably take a little bit more of a dip. Whereas Luke Walton, still didn't have us playing great defense, but we slowed the game down a little more. So teams weren't getting as many possessions. So that made us look better on defense. Just the fact that we were playing more half court. Still had a high pace, but not as high. So that's what that looks like, So that's what I said. I said with the Alvin Gentry era, what it's going to look like is we score more points, but our defense gets a little worse too. Or at the very least, I guess a better way to phrase it is we give up more points, because if we're having more scoring attempts, then they're going to have more scoring attempts too, and they're going to make more buckets too. And, allowing, a team that only has 5 wins, in the Orlando Magic, allowing them to score 130 points on us pretty much proves my point. And props to them. I mean, hey, they were setting good screens. They were getting scoring opportunities. They were being aggressive. So I don't want to take anything away from them. But at the end of the day, they're a 5-win team in the East. They're a team not trying to win. They're an organization not trying to win. Let's say that the team tries to win, the coach tries to win, the players try to win. The organization is not trying to win. They're down some players. Of course, Markelle Fultz is still not back yet. I think, is it Jalen Green? It's one of them Jalen's. He didn't play. Jonathan Isaacs is still out. So they got 2 people that tore ACL. Jonathan Isaac tore his ACL. Markelle Fultz tore his ACL. So they're down a lot of key players. They're not trying to win this year. They're just trying to, get a better draft pick. And we gave up 130 points to that type of team. So that's what I mean by this is the height of the Alvin Gentry era. And this is as close as this is as close as we're going to get to the Dave Yeager era. As far as, where we're at now, it's going to be Alvin Gentry. They are like-minded as far as what this team could offer, how this team was constructed, built for speed, and pushing this team in that direction, which Luke Walton didn't understand how the team was built. So he was trying to coach the team in a way that didn't play to their strengths. This is not a good defensive team. That doesn't mean don't coach defense. We should be coaching defense harder and harder and more. But when it comes to how to condition the players, when it comes to, types of scenarios to put the players in, it's more fast break, more transition basketball, more transition defense as well. For when we miss buckets, that's the type of defense we're going to have to play. Knowing when to foul, know what to protect. I'm saying? Take away the 3, give up the 2, but don't give up the 3. All those types of things and those mentalities are what, was needed to be taught. And if that's what Luke Walton was teaching, that's not what the guys were doing. That's not what they were picking up, and that's not what they're executing now. Now that we're 5-3 in the Alvin Gentry era, 8 games in. And this is what it's looking like. Now, the thing is, the first 10 games of the season, we went 5-5 in the Luke Walton era. Alvin Gentry hasn't been the head coach for 10 games yet. So I'm glad that we're 5-3. I'm glad we're on a 3-game winning streak. I'm glad that we've won, 7 of the last 8 games or 9 games or something like that. I'm happy about all of that. But we don't even have a 10-game sample size yet. And I don't think you really, really know what you're going to get out of Alvin Gentry until we at least have a 20-game sample size. Not just Alvin Gentry, but Alvin Gentry and the players. But I tell you what bodes well right now. I like the cut of Alvin Gentry's jib. I always have. He's an experienced head coach in this league for many years. He's been on very good teams. He's been on 2 championship caliber teams, at least 2 that I can think of off the top of my head, with the OG Phoenix Suns, with Phoenix Suns, and then with Golden State, you know, under Kerr. Phoenix Suns under under Mike D'Antoni, and then he took over from Mike D'Antoni eventually. So he's got that pedigree. I like his communication with the media. I like his communication to fans. Alvin Gentry, I don't think we could have come up with a better interim head coach than Alvin Gentry. I don't want him to be our head coach. But at the same time, I'm going to leave room open to see the type of success that he has ultimately with the team. I would like a coach that coaches us to better defense, personally. I would like a coach that is going to unlock Darren Fox even more, personally. But for us to hack off, you know, Luke Walton, we could do a lot worse than Alvin Gentry as our interim head coach. Some of y'all remember those Ty Corbin games after we fired Mike Malone. Okay? So I'm rocking with it for now. And so expect to see more of this. Expect to see more high-scoring games where we give up a lot of buckets, but we score a lot of points. And the only question that will really be is, did we... Excuse me. All right. That's out of there. The only real question is, do we end up scoring more points than the other team? And if the shots are not dropping, which Darren Fox's mid-range, that elbow jumper right now is wet, boy. I need to take a look at those advanced statistics. But if the shot's not falling, do we recognize that and start attacking the rim to switch things up so that way we have a chance to stay in the game? That's really the only question that I have. Outside of that, we're going to fare as best as we can on defense. Hopefully we continue to get better and better and gel together. When Davey R Mitchell is on the court, things are a little contagious. When we play Tristan Thompson, we get a surge of energy and accountability on the court. When we put Alex Lynn in there, we get a little bit of floor spacing, and we get a shot blocker who will get in there and bang and go for rebounds and tip balls out, which have given us second chance opportunities. And I like it for now. We could do a lot worse than what we're doing, and we've done a lot worse than what we're doing. We got an opportunity to get to 500 right now, and I'm excited to see that happen. I'm excited for the prospects of that. Anywho, all right. So taking a look at the next game, Kings play the Charlotte Hornets tomorrow, February 10th. It is a 4 p.m. game if you're on the West Coast. It is a Charlotte Hornets that are down quite a few players. They got Lonzo Ball, I think Miles Bridges, Terry Rozier, just to name a few that are all in COVID protocols. I think the only big time key player that they don't have in COVID protocols is Kelly Oubre Jr. And did I just call it Kelly Oubre a big time player? What I should really say is a Kings killer, because that's what happens when we play Kelly Oubre. Kelly Oubre goes off against us because he got heart, and we still trying to prove to ourselves that we got heart. So that's really the only thing to keep in mind. Let's see. Okay, who else? So, yep, LaMelo Ball, Terry Rozier, Mason Plumlee as well. COVID protocols. The trio missed the past 3 games, as has reserve so Jalen McDaniels, and Ish Smith has been out past 2 games for the same reason. Okay, so Ish Smith is in COVID protocols as well. So going up against a very, very, very depleted team. Gordon Hayward had a season-high 31 points on Wednesday's game. Borrego hopes that it's a sign that the Fords' aggressive play will continue. So that's the only person that they really... I mean, Kelly Oubre and Gordon Hayward is their best shot at beating us. And us just fouling it up and being stupid. So this is another opportunity for us to win another game, and we could very well be 12-14 at that point, which... Let's take a look at the standings. I ain't trying to bet right now. Get out of here. West Coast. So, as of right now, yeah, so we got Minnesota in the 9th spot. They're 11-14. So they're above us because they beat us in tiebreakers. Last 10, we're 5-5. Last 10, they're 5-5. And then we got, okay, so Portland actually lost. So Portland is 11-15 right now. So they're 11th. So Minnesota does have the 9th spot, but we're technically tied for it. Tiebreaker would, is what determines it as of right now. But I'll take that. And then, so what, we are 2 games out of the 8th spot with Denver, who's 12-12. Dallas is 12-12. Lakers are 13-12. Clippers are 14-12, and then Memphis is in the 4th spot. They're 14-11. So and then past that, that's when it really goes up. Utah at 17-7, Phoenix at 20-4, Golden State, the number 1 spot, 21-4. So I mean, from 4 down, it's literally just a matter of some games, a handful of games, and then once you get below Portland, I mean, that's pretty much tank city. San Antonio is 8-15. Man, I wish they were 7-16. Gosh, we let them just light us up. Houston is 8-16, though they've been on a roll. That's not going to sustain. Oklahoma's at 8-16, and then New Orleans is at 7-20. Although New Orleans has of course, Zion hasn't been playing, and they have one of the hardest schedules to start the year. So when Zion gets back, they have an opportunity to make some noise, but I don't think they're gonna make enough noise to get back in. And Zion is not looking like he's in peak physical condition. I'll be happy to just see him get on the court, and they're going to play him in limited minutes to protect his body. But anyway, now you see what it looks like. So there is reasons to be optimistic as Kings fans right now, for sure. But cautiously optimistic is what we need to be. Keep a close eye on the game. Let's hope that the Kings continue to make it entertaining for us. We will take losses, but they need to be go down to the wire and fight for it losses. Not you got blown out again, and not you had a bad first quarter and a bad third quarter again. None of that stuff, and not getting down and getting behind and fighting back. We sick of all that. Fight to the end, and you got an opportunity. And then when you got teams that are wounded right now, smell the blood in the water and go after those teams and get that W, because that is what is going to claw us back into it, have us hanging around so we at least get in the play-in. Because as bad as Portland has been, firing their GM, CJ McCollum with a collapsed lung, their defense looking pitiful, Robert Covington looking like a shell of his former self. It's just like they got Dame, but that's literally all they got now. And Chauncey Billups is not looking like it, which I never believed he was in the first place. I like him as an individual, but I didn't believe that he was going to do better than Terry Stotts did. So we legitimately could be within the play, and especially same thing with Denver. Denver putting a lot of miles on Nikola Jokic's body. They're down Michael Porter Jr. They're down Jamal Murray still. It's an opportunity for us to really, really make some noise and stick around and be in the play-in. And hopefully we do. Before we get out of here, thanks again to the sponsors. Taboo Ohana. Up to 45% off select chairs. Put in the code SKIPTC, get an additional $40 off the chair. TabooOhana.com. Don't apologize, be yourself. Shout out to Computer Booter. Hey, I got it right this time. Repair shop, gift shop, gaming lounge. So hit them up for any of those needs. Dave will be happy to see you. Carmichael, California, so you got to be local. That's Sac County. Let them know that Skip from the Sacktown Breakdown sent you. And thank you again for tuning in for another episode of the Sacktown Breakdown. It's been very nice to see the community build. It's nice to see people joining in, people getting into the comments. Sorry if I'm slow to get back to you sometimes. I got like a lot of things that I'm managing, and some serious things in life have happened recently. So it's been a little difficult for me to, get to things, but I'm committed. I love doing this. I love talking to y'all. I love the Sacramento Kings community, even when we're crazy and everybody wants to trade Darren Fox and have Tyrese Halliburton and freaking Davey R Mitchell being the starting backcourt. I still love y'all. Even if I vehemently disagree and I'm like, why do you think this is okay? I still appreciate y'all and I still respect y'all. So thank you so much for showing up. And shout out to Sacktown Pete. Shout out to Royal Rebounds for having me on their shows recently. It's really cool to hang out with them. A good group of guys. I call that the Triple G. You always hear athletes say, yeah, we got a good group of guys. I call that Triple G. Anyway, it's your boy Skip. I'll see y'all.